The Chevy Traverse was refreshed just a little while ago, but times, they move fast in the automotive industry, and the three-row family hauler now faces really stiff competition in the form of the Toyota Grand Highliner, the Mazda CX-90, and of course the Edmunds top-rated favorite, the updated Kia Telluride. So Chevrolet has given us the next generation of the Traverse for 2024. It's got more power, it's got more tech, and it has a variant that is really unexpected. But don't worry, you all, this thing is just as gargantuan as it has always been. I mean, that's its best selling point, right? Is the space. And you guys, the next generation does not disappoint. For 2024, the Traverse will be offered an LS, LT, and RS trim like the one that we've got here. And on the whole, this car looks much more rugged than it has in the past. I mean, look at this grille. This would look just as good on a midsize truck as it does here on this SUV. I really enjoy how the lighting is split. This LED daytime running light is up top, and then we've got the headlight down here on the bottom. And you guys, the RS, 22-inch wheels. 22-inch wheels on a Traverse. And you guys, they look pretty good. I mean, look at these wheels, it's amazing. Now, when you come up here, I really like this kind of extended C-pillar. It really emphasizes the length of this just because we've got this glass panel right here that's floating. But I want to show you what's around back, so come on. So I'm really digging this new LED lighting signature back here, and I love that it just emphasizes the width. And you guys, on every single Traverse model, you get quad exhaust. There's only one engine available, even for this sporty RS trim, and it is smaller than before, but you guys don't think that that means that it's got less power because it's got a turbocharger. That's right, it's a 2.5 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder, and that's putting out a GM estimated 315 horsepower and 317 pound-feet of torque. Now, when you consider that last year's 3.6 liter V6 only put out 266 pound-feet of torque, getting behind the wheel of this thing is probably gonna feel like a whole other Oprah. Power gets down to the front wheels or an available all-wheel drive system with an 8-speed transmission. Okay, so you guys remember like that weird trim that I was telling you about? It's right here, and it's a Z71. I know, the Z71 package on a 3-row midsize crossover. What kind of craziness is this? I love it. Now, like, it's not gonna turn your vehicle into like a Toyota 4Runner or something like that, but there are a lot of really good, meaningful upgrades, okay? I'm talking about a unique fascia, which gives you a better approach angle. There's an aluminum skid plate underneath there. The shocks have been retuned for better off-road performance, and there's even a lift of about 1.2 inches. Plus, I'm rolling on 18-inch wheels with all-terrain rubber. But the biggest improvement here is the twin clutch all-wheel drive system. So in the rear, instead of there being like a differential, there is a clutch on each axle, and those can engage and disengage really quickly. So essentially when they're locked up, you've got like 4-wheel drive high and all of the good things that come along with that. But what you don't get is any kind of drivetrain bind when you try to turn, because those clutches can, like I said, engage or disengage. So you kind of get the best of both worlds here. Now look, I don't expect you to like take your Z71 Traverse and like jump it through the dunes, but I do expect you to put a lot of people and gear into it. Now you can get this vehicle configured for 7 or 8 passengers. Here I've got the 2 captain's chairs, so 7 passengers it is. And even with the seat moved all the way up, like I'm 5'9", I've got plenty of room here. But if I want to, I can move this back, but the lever is really far underneath. But when I do, look at that. I mean, it's like so much room. Now, if I were a small child, I would just like go through this center aisle here to get to the 3rd row, but I'm not a small child. I am grown, so I'm gonna get out and get into that 3rd row the grown-up way. Okay, so to get into the 3rd row like an adult, I'm just gonna press this little button right down here. I have all of this space. Just sit my little butt down there. I've got to pull this back manually, and it puts the seat back in kind of the mid position. So honestly, I'm like, my knees are up to the seat here, but I could always ask this person to move it forward. And frankly, you're going to have class leading space back here. It's more than the Mazda CX-90, and it's more than the Telluride. I mean, this, if you need a 3rd seat, this is where to go. And then when I want to get out, or if I want to play a trick on like one of my siblings, I just press this button back here. See ya, suckers. Check it out. I got a little button right here, just press it, and then that guy goes down, and then I press this, and that guy goes down, and look, I've got like this flat load space. And Chevrolet has not forgotten about the front row passengers as well when it comes to space. I've got a big storage cubby right here. I got this little guy where I can put my phones. I've got a little tray in the center armrest, plus a pretty deep console, and I've even got a little pass-through underneath here. So I've got a lot of places to store little items. So there are a lot of things to like about the interior of this RS. I really like this kind of red and black trim that we've got going on here. I like some of this piano black, but you guys, some of the quality in here, like this armrest, it's still GM chintzy. I mean, there's a lot of good things, but ooh, when it's bad, it's real bad. But you guys, look at these screens. Okay, so I've got an 11-inch reconfigurable gauge cluster, and then I've got 17.7 inches of screen real estate here. I mean, last year was like this tiny little 8-inch screen, and now I've got this giant thing here. Now, I haven't had a chance to go through any of this, but Chevy's system has always been really intuitive and easy to use, so I don't really expect anything less. Wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are here, and you also get a thumbs up for the available Super Cruise. Now, Super Cruise is hands-free, so you can put your hands on your lap, but you do have to still pay attention, and the vehicle knows if you're paying attention through this little camera right here. It reads your eyes, so you can't fall asleep or read a book or do anything like that. But the vehicle will take over steering, throttle, and braking on pre-mapped roads, so it just makes things a little bit easier. But Chevy says that you can do this while you're towing, and this thing's got a tow rating of 5,000 pounds. I don't think I want a Super Cruise while I tow, but you know what? Like, you do you, y'all. It's your game. However, I want to give a big thumbs down to the new buckle to drive it feature. Basically, front seat passengers have to have their seatbelts buckled in order for the vehicle to move. And you guys, listen, I'm all for safety. I wear my seatbelt every single time, but what if I just need to move the car like out of the garage? I got to buckle up to move the car 2 feet? Oh, it's so annoying. The Chevy Safety Assist package is standard across the board, and that includes useful features like forward collision warning and braking, as well as lane keeping assist. But Chevy goes just a step further and also gives you standard blind spot monitoring, adaptive cruise control, rear pedestrian alert, and rear cross traffic braking. And I think that those features are much more useful than everything else that you normally get. Now, we don't have any word on pricing yet, but the 2024 Chevy Traverse will be built in Lansing, Michigan, and we will see it in dealerships early next year. I'm digging this screen. God, remember when Audi had the reconfigurable screen? They were like the first one. It was like so cool, and now it's like on anything. But I don't know, I guess stuff changes, you know? You know what's funny? I never have change in my pocket. And speaking of pockets, like, why is it women's pants hardly ever have any pockets? Anyway, was I talking about the screen? Oh yeah, okay, the screen.